Hello guys, I'm Pontus.
I'm Marcus, and we're Dead by April on For Those About to Rock on Radio Agora 105.5.
Hallo und herzlich willkommen bei For Those About to Rock auf Radio Agora 105,5, dem freien Radio. Heute mit Aaron Olsacher und ich bin hier in Gothenburg und sitze hier mit dem Markus und mit dem Pontus von Dead by April und wir legen gleich los. So guys, hello guys, first of all.
Hello.
Hello.
You played a lot of gigs this year. What was your best show? What was your favorite show personally? And where was the best crowd?
Wow, that's a hard one. What do you say?
Finland.
Oh, yeah.
Finland.
Yes.
That was crazy. Also Moscow. That was also...
Totally agree, yeah. That was insane.
Yeah.
We didn't, especially in Finland, we didn't know quite what to expect. And... what was it? 1,200 people or something?
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was amazing. Like we coming there playing a headline show. We that was fantastic. Everyone was singing along. They knew the lyrics, melodies, everything. It was amazing.
Also from the new songs.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Because I got the impression in Vienna, for example, that they knew the old ones, but didn't know the new ones, and that was good.
Yeah, that was not the case in Finland and Russia. They knew it. They were throwing themselves like over the fence in the front.
Yeah.
They were like they needed us to know that they knew the songs, and like they were really energetic about it. It was really cool.
And playing so much gigs, do you get annoyed by each other? Do you need some time out, or are you also hanging out besides rehearsing and touring?
No, we don't hang out that much beside outside of touring and playing. Well, we do because we are neighbors here in this building. But there's no harm in that. We get a hur fan ska man beskriva det på? Yeah.
Basically, when we're on tour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we don't like each other. It's just that we hang out a lot when we play, and it's really good fun. And I guess we tend to our business when we get home and hang out when we play.
Yeah.
Works out really well.
Yeah.
So you need your time off. The other band members, not everyone is living in Gothenburg. Where are the others living?
At the moment, everyone is living here except Stoffe. He's living in Falkenberg. Falkenberg.
Okay. In your opinion, what would be the perfect band member? How does he or she looks, and to be able to play, I don't know, 1 million shows in a row with him or her?
Well, the looks is completely irrelevant, I think. And musically, you should be able to obviously do what you have to, but the most important thing is, at least to me, your social behavior, your social skills. It's you play music 1 hour per night. The rest of the hours, you have to be able to hang out, discuss merchandise, designs, discuss various things around the band, around the product. So definitely the social skills are most important, I think.
For you?
Yeah, I agree with Pontus. I mean, we when we tour and when we do shows, we work together, and it's really important that everyone has, matched mindset, and that everyone works together, and that we have respect for each other, and that we're try to be humble and like work hard. So yeah, social skills.
And how do you prepare for touring? I read that and I see that you like to going to the gym. But is that enough, or is there extra preparation, extra fitness program?
Well, no. I try to go to the gym on tour as much as possible, but obviously it's not as easy because you never know even if there is a gym in the city you're going to. But no, I mean we rehearse a lot before we go on tour. Other than that, it's not much preparation.
And for the drummer, for the nearly most exhausting job, is it?
Yeah, I usually do some exercises with sticks, and I sit and like pump my feet on the floor, and sometimes I bring my practice kit that consists of my digital kit, just strapped up in a little setting, or how to pronounce it. So yeah, I try to warm up a lot, jump around and shout a little, like try to get some energy out before I go on stage, because when I'm up there it's total focus and I have to really, deliver. So try to pump up a little bit.
Okay, as far as your music is concerned, you combine pop, rock, all elements. We don't like labeling, we already said. And I discovered a lot of bands, especially in Scandinavia, who have a modern combination of sounds, let's say, with synthesizer and all that. Would you say that this is a typical Scandinavian phenomenon, or?
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, when we founded Zebrahead, it was simply we're two guys that simply liked this sound, write these kind of songs, and that's that stands till today. And what other bands do, it's up to them, I guess. So I'm in no position to make such judgments, like if that's popular or not for Scandinavia. No idea.
And how important for you is it to, let's say, have a catchy melody instead of or not instead, compared to being musically really sophisticated and all that kind of guitar riffing, sweep picking and blast beating and.
Yeah. Well, this to me it's about the song. This is hard to put into words, but the song must write itself. I cannot and will not force, for example, a guitar solo into a song where it doesn't fit, and it's the song that determines if it fits or not. So I consider myself being a tool to finishing up the song, but the song must write itself.
So more kind of the inspirational attitude toward writing songs. That would be the next question. You said, and I read that you said that you can both sit down and force yourself to write a song, or just use the inspiration. What are the better results?
It varies a lot. Sometimes I think the song that I just sit down and write is better than the one that just comes, and vice versa. So there's no way that's better than the other. It just has to come.
And what influence have the other band members on songwriting, or is that only in afterwards in recording the songs?
I guess it's in the process of actually completing the songs in terms of production wise, and if, for instance, we're here recording vocals, and Sandro or Stoffe gets an idea, then we will try it. But at that point, the song is mostly already written. So that would be a production question, I guess.
And let's say you get the inspiration, you have the melody, you build out the song, and the song is finished, is established. How much do you fix it to get this catchy tune factor? Do you afterwards change something, like put the chorus longer? Or?
Oh yeah. I changed. I mean, till the very end. I mean, at some point, you just have to realize that, okay, I'm done here now. Because I think you could try ideas, you could change stuff back and forth for eternity. Like, you just have to come to that point where, okay, this enough is enough, and go on from there. Because otherwise, it's, you will go insane, I guess.
Okay, now you, Marcus, you're the newest band member. How did you come into the band? How did you join the band?
Yeah, I joined in 2013 in December. I actually did a grindcore gig at a local place in Gothenburg called Henriksberg. And Marcus was there watching a friend of his band. Our bass player, yeah. And he saw me play, and he thought to himself, like, I gotta have this dude, whoever he is, on some side projects of mine. So he went up to me and he spoke to me, and I didn't know he was from Zebrahead at all. I didn't recognize him, even though I've listened to Zebrahead since it first came out on MySpace. Yeah. So he told me that I was from Zebrahead, and I was like, whoa, dude. So, and then he said, like, yeah, we should do some side projects together or something like that. And then I didn't hear from him for 8 months. And then he was all like,
that was 2011, right?
Yeah, that was 2011. Yeah. And then 8 months later, he was like, need a drummer. Like, where are you? Come here. Like, come to Gothenburg now. I was like, oh yeah, sure. And that was like 3 days before a European tour, and then we rehearsed and we went on tour, and that was my stand-in.
So the first time I met him was in the tour bus.
Yeah.
Wow. Hello, man.
Yeah. Hi.
So that was quite crazy. I mean, we obviously never met, never played. We just met in the tour bus, and our first play together was in Manchester, the first show of that tour. It's insane.
It was really cool, and that tour went really well. Yeah. And then when we came home, some years passed, and I did a lot of other stuff, and then the Periphery decided to part ways with Alex, and then they asked me, and I'm still really thankful that they chose to work with me, and I really treasure it and try to do as well as I can. And it's been the best year of my life.
Yeah, and you do. I saw a lot of stand-in drummers, let's say, who you can hear that they learned it, know how to play it, but don't feel it. They like, yeah, I know that song. On that part, I have to play this riff or this fill-in, and but it's not that, like, you have the songs incorporated.
Thanks. Thanks, man.
Welcome. Okay, so what would you say, back to the music, what would you say is the main difference between 2011's Incomparable and Let the World Know sound-wise?
Sound-wise, I think the Dead April sound definitely is there. I think it's somewhat evolved, musically, song-wise, lyric-wise. It's more of Dead by April. I guess you could say.
Because I noticed that the guitar riffing is a bit heavier. The sound, let's say, the riffing, not riffing is, yeah, and that's it. A bit more gent influence, but yeah, genty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's up to any. I think any listener will listen to it in their own way, I guess. But that's just how I look at it. That it's more evolved, but yeah.
I think if you listen to Incomparable closely, because the guitars aren't as clear as they are in on this latest album, you will hear that it's the guitar riffing is a lot the same. Not the same, but the sound isn't that much changed. It's just that it wasn't. You couldn't hear it as well because these new mixes are really clear and you can really hear what Pontus is doing. So yeah, that's one of the big changes.
Yeah, another question for you, Marcus. You were not featured on an album until now. Do you think the sound will change? Your drumming will change the sound a bit, or your drumming will be a bit different to that one of Alex?
No, I don't think so. Pontus writes the drum parts. Maybe I'll have a hit here and there, maybe different, but we stick to this formula that Pontus writes the song. I copy the drums, and that's it. That the song, the beats are really like placed in a way that really benefits the song, and you can really tell if you as a drummer try to play, for instance, Losing You. If you try to play it your own way, it's not gonna be as it's not gonna be Losing You anymore. Every beat has a thought, and you can really feel it when you play the song exactly. That wow, this is really thought has been put into these drum beats. So that's what we stick to.
In fact, I already tried. Let's say. Yeah, it's really, but that's astonishing because I know many guitar players who tend to write also the drum part because they write the whole song and say, but it does not fit that way because they don't think in the way a drummer would think. But
to me, it's all the instruments need to talk to each other in a way that benefits the song. It's really important to me that's simply how I like to write songs, and musically, it's hard to put words because writing, production is a big part of the writing, at least in my case. Mostly you would separate those two processes, like in two different ones, like writing, then you put it together in production with the producer in a studio or whatever. But to me, I write and produce at the same time, and that will eventually become a song. So those two processes is one to me when I write.
Yeah, that's also interesting. I wanted to ask because synthesizers or all synthy sounds are a big part of your music. Do you write that together with the music, or first the musical idea for the guitar and the instrumental part is done and then the synths, or how do you do it?
It varies also a lot. Sometimes I can sit on the tram and just come up with the vocal melody. I will record it on my phone, then I will bring it here, hopefully make a song out of that, or I can sit here, play around with the keyboard, and that will become a song, or I can start with guitar riff or a cool drum beat. So I like that because that's a good way of motivating yourself, at least to me. It becomes not so repetitive, I guess.
Okay. Again to the music. A lot of modern metal bands have the prejudice to be untrue. What do you think about that? About untrueness?
What was the?
Yeah, many bands with modern sounds with synthesizers
Oh,
are called untrue. Yeah, metal bands, especially metal bands.
That is to me that's just bullcrap. Like a band that is untrue is like what? I mean, music is music, and no one can judge. No one can say that this is bad or this is good. You can just have your own taste, and that's also the beauty of music. Like, it's a feeling, it's an art form. Like, you can't say that a band is untrue because they play music. I mean, that's like, yeah. I listen to so much music. Like, I can listen to death metal. I can listen to Katy Perry. You know, to me, it's music. It delivers a feeling. It's not untrue or true. So yeah, that would be my answer.
Pontus?
I think I would, I know what you're asking, and I hear what you're saying, but I don't really understand it, if you know what I mean. And I will, whoever came up with it at first, I would so much love to just sit down with this guy or guys or women or women or woman or women or whatever, and just sit down and listen. Like, describe this to me. What is it all about? What's true? What's untrue? What's sellout? I don't get it. I simply don't get it. Someone has to explain it to me. Please.
Yeah, me too. Because in a kind of way, trueness would be, if you would have to be true in metal, you would have to sound like the heavy metal bands, which had the innovation of the genre. That would mean that you would sound like Black Sabbath, and every band that does not sound like Black Sabbath is untrue.
Is that what it is?
Maybe.
Oh. Well, I guess if it is like that, I mean, what bands would then be untrue? Like, would we be untrue?
Everyone
had clean vocals, had big choruses, guitars, drums, melodies, hit singles. I don't know. What does it does? It makes no sense, to me at least.
No.
Okay. You said in different interviews that a big inspiration for you is Michael Jackson. What I would be interested in is what bands or what generally genres influenced you in the way of metal, as far as metal is concerned.
Oh, that's tricky question. I mean, I like the format of the metal production. I like so much energy, so much. I mean, I like that production, but mostly it is Michael Jackson where I find most of my inspiration. So, I mean, I got this question a lot, and I can't, find a good answer to it.
Or in another way, what guitar player is would be most?
No one. I've never looked at one particular guitar player and like, damn, I gotta be able to play like him. And I mean, I'm not that kind of guitarist that wanna be fast playing, shredding or soloing away. Like, That's not me. I'm all about the song, the music itself. It needs to speak. Needs to say something. Like, if I were to just sit down, shred a solo away, it wouldn't say anything, at least to me. And a solo, guitar solo, can fill its purpose, which I think it does. For instance, you know, Europe has this song called Final Countdown. I think that solo is great. The guitar solo is amazing. It follows the chord progression in a very nice way, and it, you know, fills a perfect purpose. But there are so many metal songs out there where you just, as a guitarist, go in and play a solo just for the sake of it, which makes no sense to me.
Any good drummers that you like?
Oh yeah, I'm actually influenced by Joe Jordison from the beginning. He was like the guy who influenced me to become a drummer when I was a kid. I really liked his drum solos and his way of drumming. It was so fast and cool, and he did his humongous like drum solos, you know, with the spinning drum kit and everything. I actually went to Stockholm to see him, and for me he was a really big inspiration. And also George Koulias from Nile, you heard about him?
Of course.
Yeah, I did some of his training programs and stuff. But I guess in the end it was all about the drums. You know, like, I remember first sitting down by a drum kit and I instantly felt so much joy, you know, like, of playing drums. It was just unreal for me. Like, I knew instantly that I really, really want to do this. And so I did.
Beating the shit out of the instrument.
Yeah, I played like crazy amounts when I was younger, like 2 hours a day, and until I until my dad almost threw my drums out of the house. So I got a digital drum kit and for many years, and now this year I got this studio, and I can finally be back on a real kit every day, and it's an amazing feeling. So yeah.
But it's harder to play, is it?
I don't know. It's a different feeling, but it's definitely better than digital drums.
Okay, that leads me to a question, which is not asked by a lot of interviewers I read, but I find it quite interesting. The one about the musical education. How did you learn to play your instruments? On what school and what was your musical development?
I have none. I've what's it called in English? Self-taught, or I've just I've learned it myself, basically. You know, learning it from tabs and different exercises and stuff. I mean, at my high school, there were guitars for like public use, so whenever I got the chance I would sit and play the guitar. I just loved it, but I have no education in music whatsoever, and I still don't know how to actually write music, you know, in notes, I guess. I have no idea, but I mean, music is something I need to do, write, perform, to simply breathe. I mean, that's who I am, and yeah.
Also, the kind of all the kind of synthesizer sounds you just discovered, or was this by advice of any fellow musicians, or?
Well, I guess it started in my late teen years. We have always had a piano at home, but in my late teen years I would sit down and, you know, this piano has been here for some years now. I might as well try it. You know, and I sat there, whenever I got the chance and just played, and eventually it evolved, and I took that like with me when I started my studio, and nowadays you can find a lot of really good synthesizers online, like in software formats. You don't need the piano, so yeah, I learned that myself too.
Yep.
I started drumming when I was 9. My dad had a party with some old friends, and he bought a drum kit online. Well, he was a little drunk, so he had a drum kit. All of a sudden, he was like, "Ah, shit!" and he put it in the garage, and I went onto the garage all the time and I played drums basically. And then I got some classes in school for 3 years or so, and I learned to write drum notes and a little like that, mostly drum tabs and stuff. And then I just watched a lot of YouTube clips and slowed down a lot of MP3s of cool feels I liked, and tried to mimic a lot and tried to learn new stuff all the time, and yeah, self-development.
Strangely enough, all really good musicians are self-taught, kind of.
I think I would agree actually, because if you do it that way, it becomes somewhat unique, because if you go through an education with 15 other people, you would go through the same education. You would kind of, there's something really interesting in not educate yourself in music. I like that.
You're kind of discovering the whole thing for yourself.
Yeah, it becomes unique.
Let the passion drive you to new stuff.
Definitely.
We talk about labels a bit. Now you're signed by a major label. What how many self-determination remains, and what is determined by others?
That's a big prejudice. Generally, people tend to think if you sign with a major label, you have nothing to say, and it's just not true. At least in our case, we're signed to a major label. But if let's say if a label makes a lot of decisions for us that we don't like, then eventually the label would end up with an unhappy artist. They would eventually want to part ways with the label, and that's not why they signed us in the first place. So it's an understanding between two parts that hopefully will work, but it's not about the label making decisions that we are not involved in. If they might propose stuff though, but if we don't want to do it, we're not going to do it. It's as simple as that.
And what is the advantage? You started out putting the songs on MySpace and everything done by yourself, the booking and promotion. And what's the main advantage of being signed?
Being signed just in general, you mean? Well, I think to take part of the established labels, because they are really established, and you must still fight your way up to a position where you get prioritized by the label. So they actually promote you, see to it that you get your albums out, get them recorded, etc., etc. You have tour support. That's so valuable to, for instance, if you go to a completely new market, obviously that will come with a lot of costs, like for a band plus crew, maybe 7-8 people in total, to be traveling in a completely new market where they don't know you. So you're not established, but you have to, introduce yourself to that market, and that's where tour support come in from the label. So it's kind of an financial investment, which it's the kind of money you would never achieve like privately. So the label can do that. They can market you in a way that you can't do yourself. I mean, independently, you can do a lot, definitely. But it depends on where your aim is, I guess. A major label has a lot of muscles, purely politically, and there's a lot of advantages.
When and how did you come to work for big labels like EMI or?
EMI is a publishing. They handle publishing. I think they found us on MySpace in 2008. We signed with them. A couple of months later, we signed with Universal, the label Universal. So publishing and label, two different things. And so 2008, they found us on MySpace.
When did you start to write songs for other bands, for other artists?
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's something I've always been interested in, and I think 2009, 2010, I made some participated in some co-writing sessions and stuff, and that became eventually songs to some artists, and I love co-writing like that for other artists. So thereabouts, and I mean eventually I love that again, but the label is taking most of my time, so I focus on that.
Okay. In times of Twitter and Facebook, what can bands do to step out? What do you think?
Step out to distribute your own music. I think there are a lot of good services today to do things independently. Like Record Union, you can release your own albums on Spotify and iTunes, and I guess it's good to show labels that you work hard and release your own albums, and that you're independent, because if you work hard, then maybe a label will work hard for you too. So that's a good thing. And Facebook, of course, is really I think that's really the main hangout of bands today. Facebook, you can make your own ads and get likes and a following, and connect that with YouTube, where you can make covers and stuff to get interest from other bands and listeners. And you have a really good platform these days to make a buzz, so to say.
Yeah, but it's also the a guy told me it was 20 years ago you were the only cannibalistic hardcore band in that town. Everyone knew you, and now they all only have to Google cannibalistic hardcore and they find 1,000 bands. So you have more options, but you also have to step out. How do you do that? What do you think?
Oh, you mean stand out?
Stand out.
I think I'm the wrong person to ask, because I mean, when Zebrahead was founded, we the intent was never to stand out. It was always, about the music that we, the songs we made and the songs we wrote. That's what it was all about, and pure passion, pure joy. And we didn't expect anything. literally nothing. And we started putting up our songs on MySpace, which were very popular back then. You know, and we generated some interest from that, both from the general public and publishers and labels and stuff. And I mean, realized that this is something the people can connect with, which was amazing to us. And we said to ourselves, why not take this to the next level? And that's what we did. But our ambition was never to stand out. Was only about the music, all about the music.
I can tell you, as an outsider of the band, I wasn't in the band at the time, you know, when they break, so to say. I remember, like, here in Sweden, I went to high school at the time, and when Then by April hit MySpace, long before they were signed or anything, everyone like had them on their phones and was like, have you heard this? Have you heard this? It's like, it was all Then by April. The hype was insane. So to me, outside the band, it was all like, this is the real deal, you know.
That's interesting. I think it's really interesting, because that was never our intention. It just happened. I think it's fascinating in a way.
I guess, like Pontus say, it's all about the music, and I guess it really shines through that the song has so much power and it moves you. It brings you a feeling, and I guess the by April's songs do that in a good way.
Yeah, about the hype, you guys are quite popular in Scandinavia. All your albums hit the charts on high ranks. Can you still go out without being recognized, or oh, hey, Pontus from Dead by April? Or
Yeah, especially in Sweden. We're quite shy people in Sweden. But I mean, this, you know, people every now and then that would want to take a picture or want something signed apart from on our shows, of course, and we gladly do that. It's no problem at all. But it's not like it's annoying or insane, or like it's on a good level.
what's the weirdest thing that happened with a fan, or with yeah?
I don't think it has ever been, to me at least. I'm not the popular guy, you know. Nothing has ever been weird. I think all our fans are really good to us, and it's never been anything weird, I think.
No, not that I can recall either. No problems like that. No.
Other question about anecdotes. What was the most awkward live moment? The most, I don't know, embarrassing what happened?
Well, there are many, man. But I think I'll keep them to myself. Sorry.
What do you mean?
I don't know, lost the drumstick and it got stuck in the eye of someone. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I actually accidentally forgot the lyrics to What Can I Say? I think it was a Finnish show. And I screamed in the mic. It was back then I was actually singing and playing guitar at the same time. I panicked, and yeah, that was it. That was quite embarrassing, but you know, it's stuff like that happens.
It's on YouTube. it's that part with the subtitle, right? That you go like, like, you know.
Yeah. I totally blacked out.
It's not that bad, and it's really cool actually. You should check it out. I can tell you, this year we played in Stockholm, at the baser, and the intro was going. Everyone was pumped up. You know, it was like the hype was on, and you know, I can't see on my left eye. I'm one-eyed, so I have some trouble with depth of field. You know, with the vision and stuff. And it was really dark at the stage and tight, and I tried to climb up the drum podium, you know, but I somehow missed, and I, you know, fell, and I dropped my in-ear belt pack, so I couldn't hear anything, and so we had to stop the intro during the intro, so I could get my, you know, belt pack back and climb up the drum podium, and that was like the biggest climax I ever experienced, and that was amazing. Yeah.
And any funny tour anecdotes, traveling around? What was funny? What was weird?
Oh, it's so hard, man.
What were the weirdest street signs you ever saw? For example.
Weirdest street signs. Well, I don't look at them so much, but maybe you do.
No, we had a lot of intense FIFA games. I remember on tour we had this TV with FIFA in the bus, and we were like playing FIFA like crazy, and we had Rockboy with us.
Yeah.
He's really intense with FIFA, and that we were like screaming in the night, like oh my god, like you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I had to actually go from my bunk into like to tell them like a dad, like a dad, you know, and please can you lower the volume a bit? So yeah, that was quite weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I read that you have that one of your most important things on tour are your earplugs. To be able to sleep.
Yes, very much.
With the other playing FIFA.
Yeah, just in general. I mean, the bus makes noises. It's a big diesel engine, and you know where usually you would be like 15, 17 people in a bus, and it's self-explanatory that it's not going to be quiet. So yeah, my earplugs is my savior. They're really important.
Your important equipment besides drums and sticks for it?
Oh yeah.
On tour, the most important.
Oh, I guess my toilet bag. You know, not you know what it was called? It's called toilet bag. Yeah, you know, with toothbrush and stuff like that, to always feel clean and stuff. That's really important. Also. Coffee. Yeah, luckily we had a coffee machine on the bus. That was cool. That was great.
Yeah, like Scandinavians drink the most coffee, I guess already.
No, Americans.
Americans.
I saw a study on this. Yes, before you guys arrived.
Okay.
Were, like,
Okay.
making the list. Yeah. I guess we're not. We were really close after them.
Okay, since we're an Austrian radio program, 5 things that come to your mind thinking of Austria.
Vienna, the venue we played at, it was you say rostig.
It was a bit, as I told you earlier, it was a bit old, rusty.
Yeah, rusty. That gym I went to.
In Vienna?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just the other side of the road. It was quite nearby, and
okay.
We went to a shop there to buy picks, guitar picks, and a bridge. It was a beautiful bridge there, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we're 5, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the venue and the shower because he shaved his mohawk after the show, and I was showering, and he was like, you know, flipping the heat, you know, and the
it was when I opened the tap, the sink. So as soon as I opened the
It wa-
tap,
Yeah, it was
water
cold.
tap, and his shower would get insanely cold.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was
that
like
was-
screaming. Yeah. Oh, that and the kick mic cable, it was glitching. So we had this sub frequency in the PA that I remember, and a lot of Red Bulls and good sandwiches. Yeah.
3 questions that we ask every band.
Yeah.
The kind of all part of the funny part. If you were not a musicians, or if you were not musicians, who would you rather be? What was your childhood dream?
It was always to be a musician. So wow. I don't know at all.
Like astronaut or firefighter or
Well, astronaut. I could imagine being an astronaut. Actually, I love the space, and the universe and stuff. That's cool stuff. Yeah.
I would be a race car driver, or game developer, or yes, super rich guy.
without doing too much for it.
Yes, being rich. No, I would just try to, I guess, develop a company or something, like selling stuff, or just working, with whatever would make money, I guess. That, or being a race car driver or game developer. Yeah.
Okay, so it would be less important to, I don't know, to love what you do, or just because of the money, or
I guess with money comes freedom and stuff. So,
The more money, the more problems.
yeah. It's like, of course, I do this because I love it, and that's the most important. I also love cars and games. So, yeah, I would probably do like business to try and finance family and my hobbies, I guess.
okay, another guessing game. If you were not you, if you could be anyone else in a band, who would that be and why?
In this band,
In this band, yeah.
Marcus Buslin, our bass player.
Why?
Because, wow, in many ways, he talks to himself, and it's really interesting because sometimes you look at him and he's just he goes around talking to himself. It looks so free in a way, and he's got his where he has to shower after a show. Like, first thing, he missed out on so many interviews and stuff because of he's in the shower. Where's Marcus? Why he's in the shower? So I just find his life being really interesting in a way. So I would love to try that for a day.
He's super clean. Like, he washes his clothes like 3 times a day and showers all the time. Yeah, he always smells like what you call it, washing powder, or he's really chill out. Yeah.
And you? Who else would that be? Also Marcus or someone else?
Oh, I guess it would be him. Because
Thank you.
bigger studio, more production skills, I guess. Or maybe I would also like to try Marcus one day.
Everyone wants to try Marcus. And
Most of all me, because I get to play drums.
and we have a lot of listeners that are musicians themselves, and they of course are interested in some tips. What were your main advice for young musicians?
Passion. It's all about passion being able to stand up for what you do, what you write. But yeah, most importantly, passion. Definitely passion. It will prevail in the end. Like, yeah, that's all I can say. Passion.
You?
I can just speak from my own experience, I guess. Just work hard on your game, whatever it is. If it's production or if it's playing. In my case, it was playing. I worked really hard on playing, and just try to do as much as I can. Play all the time. Yes, I guess playing.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you
for the interview.
Thank you.
No, wait, do you know funny words in German?
Not in German.
Do you need some?
Scheiße? Is
Yeah?
that a German word? What does that mean?
Shit.
Oh,
That's funny.
Scheiße, or is it Scheiße?
What's the fun
It's
word?
it's scheiße. It's scheiße.
Yeah.
Should we say Scheiße?
Ready?
Should I start?
Yeah.
Hello guys, let's take it again. Hi guys, this is Pontus.
I'm Marcus. We have to do it more fluidly. Just.
Oh, yeah.
I could write it down, in fact.
No, it's okay. This is fun. Hello guys, I'm Pontus.
I'm Marcus. And we're Dead by April. And this is For Those About to Rock Radio on...
No.
Fuck.
But you were close though.
This is For Those About to Rock on Agora Radio 105.5.
On Radio Agora 105.5.
Hello guys, I'm Pontus.
I'm Marcus. And we're Dead by April on For Those About to Rock on Radio Agora 105.5.
We nailed it.